This morning we were reading in the Gospel of Matthew, and it was the Last Supper, and the disciples were asking Jesus about his final days, which Jesus was telling them that the Son of Man is going to have to go and be persecuted. And of course, everybody was wondering who was going to betray him, because Jesus said, "One of you would betray me." And Judas was the one that was dipping the bread at the same time Jesus was, and ended up ultimately selling out Jesus for 30 pieces of silver. But Jesus said that he was going to be tortured and executed. And Peter said, "Lord, I wouldn't ever abandon you. I would always stay with you, even unto death." And Jesus said, "Peter, by the end of the night, you will have denied me up to 3 times once the rooster crows." And Peter said, "No, Lord." Well, as the story goes, when Peter is asked if he knows Jesus, he does deny him 3 times, and then the rooster crows. And of course, if you read through the rest of the Gospels and Acts, Peter's just filled with regret over that. And it's just a reminder that Jesus knows how imperfect and weak we are. Ultimately, Peter goes on to become, St. Peter, known as one of the greatest apostles, and does amazing things. And it's just reassuring to us who are weak, who sin, who have a checkered past. It's just reassuring to know that Jesus knows we're not perfect. There's a verse in 1 Timothy that talks about God making vessels of gold, silver, and mud and clay, and some are for honor and some are for dishonor. And it's reassuring to know, to rest in the fact that God created time before the foundations of the earth. Everything was laid out, the whole plan, from beginning to end, in the first 6 days, and then God rested on the 7th day. And to know that even though we have checkered pasts as individuals, or we've done something that we're ashamed of, or we even still have thoughts that fortunately the Holy Spirit keeps us from pursuing, it's comforting to know that God knows who we are because he designed us. And the fact that he made us, and he knows that we're going to make mistakes, he knows that we're going to deny him in the hardest times, like St. Peter did, but he's still going to love us. He's still going to accept us. And that's just the beauty of the whole gospel story. It's the good news of the Gospels, is that we're not supposed to be perfect. God knows we're not perfect. He knows it because he made us imperfect. But he loves us nonetheless. And all he's asking us to do is to love him back. And by doing that, by loving him back, you will have a life after this life with him for eternity. And that's the hope. And I pray that you stop and get right with God if you don't have a relationship with him. Tabor out.